Hey guys, let's talk about forgiveness. How does one forgive themselves, specifically using Buddhist practices? As you know, I talk about Buddhist practices all the time on this channel and on my TikTok. Are you following me there yet? You should check that out if you like me, of course, and you want to hear my voice more and see my face. Okay, let's talk about it. How does one forgive themselves? Do you struggle with forgiveness? Fuck, man. I struggle with forgiveness a lot. I actually was really struggling for a while, not just forgiving myself, but rather forgiving others. One of the best things I learned, just total side note before we start this video, you do not need to get an I'm sorry to forgive somebody. You can just forgive them. That's the most beautiful thing. They don't have to tell you that they're sorry. They don't even have to know that they did something wrong, because when you forgive them, you're really forgiving yourself. You're forgiving yourself for holding that grudge. And that's what we're going to talk about today in forgiveness, specifically when it comes to Buddhism. So, what is forgiveness? Forgiveness is being okay with somebody doing something wrong to you, right? Forgiveness is, somebody says something mean to you or acts unfavorably towards you. You're allowed to forgive them. But a lot of people struggle with forgiveness, specifically for themselves, something that they did. And guess what? Not forgiving yourself is actually an attachment that you are holding. Quick background. If you don't know, in Buddhism, the main thing that we always talk about is this one word. The word is tanha, and tanha simply means clinging or attachment. And in Buddhism, the Buddha taught that all of our suffering, all those bad experiences that we feel, comes from clinging. So it's a pretty simple concept when you think about it. All you have to do is apply it into your daily life consistently and watch your world change. Forgiveness, for example, not forgiving somebody, is simply a form of attachment. You are attached to the way the person should be. And this includes ourselves, since this video's topic is about forgiving ourselves. So you're attached to the idea that you needed to be a certain way. And then you are attached to the fact that you weren't a certain way and that you acted differently. And then you become attached to the way that you should have acted, but instead you acted this way. All of that is going to do one thing. It's going to lead to your suffering. And that's why you clicked on this video. That's why you searched for this video, because you want to know how to stop suffering, how to forgive yourself. So the best way is to first recognize that you have an attachment to the way things should have been. You have an attachment to the way that you acted, and you have an attachment to the way that you wish you could have acted. Now that we've come to this understanding that we have this attachment, how do we solve it? Oh, I'll tell you right now. You let it pass, my friend. You let it pass. Recognize your attachment. Recognize that this attachment is not who you are. This attachment is simply a construct in your mind. You had to be this perfect person. No, you didn't. You didn't have to be a perfect person. You didn't have to do anything. Why do you have to carry all the weight on yourself? Why do you have to be this perfect person? Everybody else can make mistakes. Huh? Sounds kind of dumb when you say it out loud, actually. Why are you not forgiving yourself? You are not a perfect person. Nobody is. In fact, being a perfect person would be quite boring if you think about it in life, but that's besides the point. Secondly, why can you not just give yourself some damn grace, man? Girl, person, like, come on. Give yourself some grace. So in Buddhist principles, if we want to forgive ourselves, we have to first recognize this attachment that we have, that we need to be a certain way. And this attachment is not allowing any room for growth, because we're trying to figure our way out of the problem when we rather should just accept the problem and in turn eliminate the problem by accepting it, because we're just going to let it pass. And finally, forgiving ourselves ultimately is going to do one thing, and that's going to bring us more peace. And that's a reason right there. That's reason enough to forgive ourselves. You're not perfect. Work on being close to perfect. Sure, you can spend every day of your life trying to be a better person. I admire that, and I do that myself. But when I make a mistake, you know what I do? I recognize it. I recognize that I'm not perfect. I recognize in that moment that whatever caused me to act unfavorably is another attachment. By the way, it just keeps going. Who is that? What is that movie from? And it just keeps getting better every single time. I gotta look it up. It's Beetlejuice. And it just keeps getting better every single time. That's like that 90s comedy, you know what I mean? Okay, I'm not the best actor. I could try it again. And it just keeps getting better every single time. I mean, that's too much. I'd have to work on it. Look, all right, I'm in the process of taking acting classes, so just give me a break. Hey, the main thing is that when I make a mistake, I recognize that I made that mistake because I was attached to something, and then I let it pass. And God, is it so nice. I mean, look, it's still uncomfortable. We're always going to experience this dukkha that I talked about in previous videos, the unsatisfactoriness. That's what life is. There are constantly things changing all the time that leads to unsatisfactoriness. But that's only if we attach ourselves to it. If we don't attach ourselves to it, we don't experience dukkha. We don't experience the unsatisfactoriness. So it's a matter of catching it instantly. And that's what enlightenment's all about, by the way, baby. Every time I experience something negative, where I did something wrong, I simply acknowledge that it's there and I let it pass. And it takes practice. So that's kind of the end of this video. Make sure you practice. And the best way to practice is to sit on the cushion and meditate. You already know. I'm trying to get y'all to meditate. You guys know that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you next time. And may you be well, may you be happy, may you be at peace, my friend. It is not so serious. I love you.